was it? All right, now we've got to talk. I want to talk to you today on the Happiness Hour about comparing yourself. I have talked about this in the past. It is so important. It needs a variation on the theme and some ideas said again. The challenge to happiness of comparing yourself to others. This is one of the most major obstacles to happiness. People walking around thinking just about everybody else has it better than they do, is happier than they are, life is easier for them. How many times have you driven on the freeway, you see all these other people in their cars and think, how come none of them have my problems? That's what I want to talk to you about on the Happiness Hour on the Dennis Prager Show. Anyway, the book talks about obstacles, and a big one is comparing ourselves to others. People walk around, everybody does. Folks, I am as guilty of anything that, now not of anything, some things I'm more guilty of than others, like anybody else. But I have a tendency, just as any of you do, to meet somebody and think, oh my God, they got it all. You know, everything works. And you would think that I would think, well, I have it all, because you would look at me, and I do have a great life. I acknowledge that. But any of you know my life, I've had a lot of pain. And that is instructive, by the way, because people don't realize how much pain everybody has had. Here is the great antidote to thinking that everybody else or many other people have it better than you do. And it is the great line of the dear, dear woman, Helen Telushkin, mother of my dear friend since high school, Joseph Telushkin. And Helen Telushkin, may she rest in peace, said once when I was in high school, said, you know, boys, talking to Joseph and me, the only happy people I know are people I don't know well. And this Hellenian wisdom, you should write that down. Unless you're driving, I want you to write this down. The only happy people I know are people I don't know well. Now, obviously, there are happy people. You understand the point that she's making. There is no one walking around who has not suffered, who does not have pain, who does not have bouts of unhappiness and sadness. Life is tough for everybody. Everybody. Now, is it tougher for some than for others? Yes, although the truth is, you can't ever measure it by what has happened to them. Because a lot of people don't have any trauma as such and walk around miserable. And some people who've had a really tough time walk around with this unbelievable cheerful countenance. So remember that line of Helen Telushkin, the only happy people I know are people I don't know well. The only people you think have it great are people you don't know well. Because if you do know people well, then you know a lot more of what goes on in their life. You know more about their marriage, you know more about their children, you know more about the way they were raised, you know more about their siblings, you know more about their income, you know more about their frustrations, you know more about their inner demons. I mean, it's endless. Even a person who seems to have everything, how do you know about his or her inner demons? How do you know? Do you know what they battle? Do you know what they battle? Do you know whether it's sexual or drinking or gambling or anything else, or laziness or depression? You don't know that. You don't know that. It is possible the spouse doesn't even know that, which is very sad. That's the saddest to me. I really believe that you have to tell your spouse 99.99999999999% of everything. In fact, ideally everything. 1-8-Prager-776. Let's take your calls here. We begin in Portland, Oregon. And is it Dane?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Dane. Thank you for calling.
Oh, thank you for taking my call, Dennis. I honestly, truly believe that because of comparing myself and looking at other people's lives, a lot to do with, I believe, popular culture and, VH1's fabulous life of so-and-so, that I've ever really yet to taste true happiness at 28 years old.
Because of the comparing issue?
Yes. Yes, all the time on people I work with, driving down the road. I mean,
right. I meant the driving down the road. I was serious about that.
I could do it over somebody who has a better car than me.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm so happy you called. Yeah.
It's almost an obsession, Dennis, and it's really bothersome.
No, it is. See here. Are you married?
No, I'm engaged.
You are? Oh, that's interesting. Now, do you walk around thinking that everybody else has a better woman?
No, that's not the problem. But I can find a way to say, look at that person has probably had a better wedding than I'm going to have. They probably have more money than I have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look, I will say this. I mean, you have gone half the way to a solution in the fact that you recognize this. Does your fiancé is your fiancé aware of this aspect of you?
I believe she has it even made a little bit worse than I do.
Well, you're a match made in hell.
Yes, it makes life very difficult, Dennis. One more thing before.
Okay, listen. All right. So listen. Hold on. The first thing you need to do is work on gratitude.
That's what I heard you one time say that you need to extract happiness out of everything you do.
Oh, is that ironic? Because that was the topic I was debating whether to do today. Exactly. Yes. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. Let's say you have a smaller wedding than your friends. So what? You have to be able. Oh God, I could spend so much time with you. I could spend the hour with you. I really could. There's so much. People have to learn to say, so what? So let's say your friends or people you know have a bigger wedding. So what? Why is that important to you? Tell me, why is that important?
I guess, I don't know. It just seems to be. They're got to be happier if they have, more money to do this, and they can provide more for their woman. And
Are you religiously inclined?
I've tried my hardest, Dennis, and that's I tried to.
Oh, boy, would that help him. Oh God, I'll be back in a moment.